Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our newest edition of Chat with Legends. Today we'll bring you Jessica from Serbia. She will be talking about her passion as a director, as a producer, as an editor. So stay tuned and don't forget to follow us on our social media. Hey, hi. It's a pleasure to have you here.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure's mine. So how's your day going? How is
Good.
Serbia today?
It's a beautiful day today.
Yeah. No, when I
Very
when we,
sad.
No, that's great. When I saw your profile, we were interested on know a little bit more about your career, about what you've been doing, and so we say like, oh man, this is the right person to be talking to, and let's invite her to our next episode of Chats of Legends. So welcome to Chats of Legends, and once again, it's an honor and privilege to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the first question is, we would like to know a little bit more about the path you have been following. Can you talk a little bit about the process of being part of the film industry?
About the process, sorry.
I was talking about being part of the film industry. How do you feel? What are the goals? Can you describe the meaning of being part of the film industry?
Well, I mean, first discovering the passion for cinema. It can happen in any point of life,
Yeah.
but once you found it, then you just have to take the right path because like it's so wide.
Yeah.
You can work on set, you can work behind set, it's a wide spectrum, but once you find your place, it's amazing, really. It's fun, of course, if you love it.
Yeah. So can you talk a little bit about the goals? What are you willing to achieve in the next couple years? Do you feel you're going in the right direction? When you analyze your path, you think you're going in the right direction?
Yes, I do. For now, I think I am going in the right direction. Um, and it's always like moving in direction towards like achieving the goals. It's essential to take like a strategic and objective approach.
Yeah.
First, identify, of course, you have to identify to yourself your goals
Yeah.
and then see both short term and long term and see if it works. And
Yeah.
then try to see and make it work in a way.
Mm.
For now, I am quite pleased on my goals. Soon I'm finishing my short term, and hopefully I'm going to start with my long-term goals soon.
Yeah. No.
But for now, I'm quite pleased. And as to my long-term goals, I would love one day to have like my own production, let's say.
No. We hope you find we hope you succeed. We hope to see you in the next few years, owning your own company and being part of the biggest productions.
Thanks.
Yeah. So how did you discover this passion? When did you discover and how did you passion? Can you how did you discover, I mean, the passion? Can you talk about the biggest inspiration? The people you see, you look at them, you say like, wow, I would like to be like that person. Is there anyone that inspires you to be part of this whole industry?
Well, no, not really. 'Cause I'm the only artsy person in the family, let's say. Everyone else is more just business side.
Yeah.
So I had to discover it on my own. And the funny way how I discovered it was I did some acting when I was younger,
Okay.
and I thought that acting was my path. But once I was in high school, we had an assignment to film a short film, and I thought that's interesting. And I found out like if we chose to film the short film, I could get out of some classes. So basically, I chose to film just to get out of classes.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but once I started actually with the whole process of filming, suddenly, I don't know, that's when the feeling came to me like, oh my God, this is actually not, I like this. This is fun. This is amazing.
Yeah.
There's so much you can do there. So that's actually like how it started for me. It really depends. Some people find it later in life. Let's say you can be, like I said, a businessman, and then suddenly
Yeah.
out of nowhere you get that spark, let's say.
Yeah. Now, when you're called for certain duties, sometimes you need to follow. Think that's how you find your passion. Because you can born in a family like a focused on business, but your passion is to be a musician, to be a filmmaker, to be etc. So I think
Yeah.
it's all about the passion, what we're willing to achieve in life.
Yes.
So I know you're a director, you're a producer. Can you talk a little bit about these two areas, and can you talk about some projects you've been working on?
I can not name some projects yet
Yeah, yeah.
that I'm working on because they still have to be released. But where I'm working currently on some big projects, which are series currently
Okay.
here in Serbia, Serbian series, and it's going very well. Always stressful, but you gotta push through.
As they say, no pain, no gain. So you need to
Yes,
to keep
exactly.
punching. Yeah.
Exactly. But as I've been doing a little bit also of directing on these sets, and I don't know, I prefer it to producing because as a director, I can visualize how I want the frames to see. Like, okay, I want this person standing next to a tree, for example, because the light or the shading, I just like how it falls
Mm.
onto the face, the skin. I don't know, it's so very detailed. Like as a director, you have to think of so many details and not just like, okay, we're gonna put you, film you like medium shot or
Yeah.
total. It's just the whole thought behind it. Okay, why are we doing this? What's the best way? Is it because we're showing something else in the background that's important, or
Mm.
does it look aesthetically like appealing to the eye, or if I do this, will someone still keep watching? That's always like the moral of everything. Like when you make something, you always think, okay, we want to do this because we still want to keep whoever is watching, keep their attention. So how can we do that? And then as a director, we sit and we
Yeah.
try to go through every step.
Mm. No, that's great. But how do you, can you talk about the process of building an idea? I know it's complicated for example, for a screenwriter to idealize, like think about the story. And because even for an actor to portray that story, to embody that role you've been given, is complicated. So how can you talk about the process of creating or idealizing in a project as a director, as a filmmaker, as a producer? How do you think uh, uh, um, how do you think about the whole process? Because as a producer, you need to think about how will you make that project happen. As a director, you need to take a lead so you can find the whole step, like even controlling the art, etc., controlling the crew. How do you, can you talk about this process, conceiving the idea, and when you see like, oh, I need to get that picture when everything is done. Can you talk about this a little bit?
Well, first of all, when it comes to like filmmaking, the whole idea that comes behind it is just, for me, for example, I get my idea just by listening to a song. I'm like driving in my car and I hear a song on the radio and I'm like, I can use this. Like, I just get like a movie scene for anything. I was like, okay, I can make something out of this. And then the process, it starts, of course, to script writing. And then from script writing, we have to see if there's any technical difficulties for filming. Then we put down a storyboard, a mood board to try to see, okay, we have our storyboard, we can see how this can work out step by step. Then as the mood board is just more to understand the vibrance, the colors, let's say, how it will look visually. And then after that, we have to go on set and try to make it real. And that's actually the fun part out of everything. Because before that, it is fun, but it's just not as fun when you actually start with it.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. So before we move to the two final questions, I would like to know a little bit about the challenge you've been facing as a director, as a producer. Can you talk about the main challenge you find in the field, on the field? I mean, when you're there, what do you think is more challenging when you're producing or directing a movie? When you're on set and you have to deal with those challenging things. But we can talk
Well,
about the challenge on set. We can talk about the challenge about the financial means to make that project happen. I mean.
No, there can be, I mean, a lot of challenges. I don't want to go like in detail about everyone,
Okay.
but let's say on set, what can be challenging is if it's a large group and then trying just to, I cannot say control, but like just this whole group that's working with you, make them understand and listen and trying to explain to them what you want them to do. And it can be so hard because sometimes after a long day of filming, that can also be so challenging because it can last till 16 hours, 18 hours, it depends. And then when everyone is tired and then our brain functions like at 1%, but we just keep on pushing on and then trying again. Okay, someone messes up. Okay, no problem. We're going to do it again, but let's try not to mess up. Understandable that everyone is tired, but we just got to push through that. So that can be challenging when it's like just a long hours of filming. Because you need the energy. Like, it's a lot of work, but we need like time to rest, but then we don't have time because
you don't have time. Yeah.
No,
you
we
need to
don't
keep
have
it running.
We gotta, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like on set. And then for the rest is just, it can be challenging, let's say, if we are looking for certain sponsors.
Yeah.
So that we can like finance the project, of course. And then it comes to some complications where they would like to advertise something which we do not want to advertise, or it's not possible for us in our contract to advertise such things, let's say. And that can also come to complications because it puts a whole pause to the whole filming process and it's just messes up on our due dates, let's say, when we're not on track anymore. And that's a big problem.
No, that's, but how do you manage these all things? You're director, you producer, I know you're editor too. How do you manage to control this this whole it looked like a lot of jobs to do.
It is, but thankfully,
because each area has its complications. I mean, it's complication or challenges. So how do you manage to deal with it?
Well, thank God I'm not alone.
Yeah.
If I was alone, I think I could not, I would go crazy completely. But thank God I have an amazing team, and I have my assistant directors, assistant producers, and they are such a big help, and they make my process also a lot more easier, so that I can like focus on other like things on that's happening on set or out of set.
Mm.
Without them, I don't know. I could not
Yeah.
manage.
No, it takes a team to build the great projects.
It takes a team. Like when it comes to film, you cannot do it alone. You need a team, and it's also important to have a team that you can communicate well with, because without that, it's just catastrophic.
Mm. No, I wish you all the best. We hope you succeed in your projects, and hope to see you in the next few years. A project of yours, maybe streaming on the biggest platforms around the world.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah. So it was a pleasure to have you on Chat with Legends.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure
Yeah.
to meet you.
Yeah. I hope to see you in the next opportunities.
Hope to see you too. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah. So bye bye. Have a nice day.
Bye. You
Yeah.
too.
Bye. It was a pleasure to have you there. We felt your presence. We hope to see you in the next episode of Chat with Legends.